नमस्कार दोस्तों, आज आपके सामने बिल्कुल बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चंस लेके आ रहा हूँ और सभी रिलेटेड टू कंप्यूटर सिस्टम वैलिडेशन हैं। तो इसमें क्या साइकिल है, क्या क्वेश्चन इंटरव्यू में पूछे जाते हैं और हमें किस टाइप से हमें आंसर दें। तो ये मैंने एक रेडी किया है और बहुत अच्छा होगा ये आपके लिए, इंटरव्यू के लिए होगा और आपके नॉलेज के लिए भी होगा, आपको सिखाने के लिए भी अच्छा रहेगा। बहुत अच्छा। मैं 270 मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स फॉर कंप्यूटर सिस्टम वैलिडेशन मीन्स मैंने ये पूरा 45 पेज का रेडी किया है। ओके, तो अपन आज चलते हैं, इस पर एक साइकिल बनाया। ओके, रिक्वायरमेंट क्या होता है, कोई मैनेजमेंट डिसाइड करता है कि वी रिक्वायर्ड एंड कंप्यूटर सिस्टम, तो वहाँ पर रिक्वायरमेंट अपना रेज होता है। तो असेसमेंट होता है, रिस्क असेसमेंट होता है उस सिस्टम के लिए, फिर असेसमेंट किया, फिर टेस्ट केस जनरेशन होता है। टेस्ट केस मीन्स एक स्पेसिफिक रिक्वायरमेंट बनाते हैं, बेस्ड ऑन रिक्वायरमेंट स्पेसिफिक केस लेते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल कोई जनरेशन मशीन लिया, फॉर एग्जांपल कोई कंप्रेशन, एग्जांपल कोई ओके। तो इसका ये हो गया। उसके बाद टेस्ट मैट्रिक्स सिस्टम भी रेडी करते हैं अपन, और ये एक एंटर साइकिल है, उसका प्रोटोकॉल एग्जीक्यूशन हो गया, ये सब हो गया। एंड चेंज मैनेजमेंट अपन डिसाइड करते हैं। ओके, देन रिटायरमेंट। तो ये फुल साइकिल हो जाता है। ओके, इसके अकॉर्डिंग ही अपन आगे बढ़ते हैं, राइट। अभी नेक्स्ट क्या है, first what is computer system validation and why is it important in regulated industry? Just answer. Computer system validation is the process of ensuring that a computer system meets the requirements of a specific regulatory standard. It is important in regulated industries because it helps ensure data integrity, product quality, and patient safety. Second question, what regulatory requirement and guidelines are commonly used for computer validation? Yes, common regulatory requirement and guidelines for computer-based system validation, including FBA 21 CFR Part 11, U Annexure 11, and JMP 5. Third question, what are the key component of computer system validation plan? Right, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है। अगर जिसने हैंडल किया है वो इजीली बता सकता है कि हमारे पास ये होता है। एक प्रोजेक्ट चार्टर बोलते हैं, ओवरव्यू बोलते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट टाइमलाइंस बोलते हैं। ओके, फिर स्कोप, ऑब्जेक्टिव, वैलिडेशन अप्रोच, roles and responsibilities, validation activities, acceptance criteria, and timeline also has been decided it before of the execution or requirement. How do you determine the criticality of a computer system in regulated industry? Yes, the criticality of a computer system is determined by assessing the impact of system failures on product quality, patient safety, and regulatory compliance. What is risk-based validation and how does it impact computer system validation? Yes, risk-based validation is an approach that focuses validation efforts on the most critical aspect of a system. It impacts computer system validation by helping prioritize validation activities and resources. How do you ensure that computer systems are compliant with regulatory requirements throughout their life cycle? Yes, very important क्वेश्चन है ये। जनरल क्वेश्चन में आता है ये और बोलते भी हैं इसको एक लेते हुए हमारा कंप्यूटर सिस्टम आर ensured compliance with regulatory requirements throughout their life cycle by conducting regular audits, reviews and validation activities, as well as implementing system change control. What is the difference between validation and qualification of computer systems? Yes, validation is the process of confirming that a system meets its intended requirement, while qualification is the process of demonstrating that a system is correctly installed and operates as intended. Means intended requirement confirm करना, that is validation, and उस requirement के लिए लिया है, install किया, वो okay है कि नहीं है, बराबर है कि नहीं, that is qualification. What are the common challenges in computer system validation? How do you address them? Common challenges in computer validation system including changing regulatory requirement, evolving technology and resources constraint. That very important, resources constraint and evolving technologies. These challenges can be addressed by staying informed about regulatory changes, utilizing appropriate validation tools and methodologies, and allocating sufficient resources to implement. How do you ensure data integrity in computer system? Right, very important and most important question. How do you ensure data integrity in computer system? Yes, data integrity in computer system is ensured by implementing appropriate controls such as data encryption, access control, audit trail, and our data backup procedure. How do you handle deviation and non-conformances in computer system validation? Deviations and non-conformances in computer system validation are handled by investigating the root cause, implementing corrective and preventive actions, documentation, the resolution, and seeking approval from relevant stakeholders. How do you conduct a risk assessment for computer system? A risk assessment for a computer system is conducted by the identify the potential risk, evaluating their impact and likelihood, and implementing risk mitigate the measures to reduce the risk of an to an acceptable level. Next question: how do you ensure that computer system are compliant with electronic record keeping requirement trust? That is very important. Computer system are ensured compliance with electronics record keeping requirements by implementing control for data security, integrity, authenticity, and retention of the data, any data of electronic forms. What documentation is required for computer system validation? Documentation required for computer system validation include a validation plan, requirement, specification, design specification, software specification, okay, test protocols, validation reports, and review documents. How do you validate software used in computer system? Software used in computer system validated by conducting testing, verification, and validation activities such as installation qualification, operation qualification, and performance qualification. How do you validate hardware used in computer? Very important. And we can include this for n 13 number question. And validation plan requirement for a specification like design specification, software specification, hardware specification. Okay, that is also important. Hardware in computer system validated by ensuring that it meets specified requirements such as performance, reliability, and compatibility with software and other system components. How do you ensure that computer systems are maintained in a validated state? Yes sir, so अभी हमने ले लिया कोई कंप्यूटर से वैलिडेशन कर लिया और their life cycle, वो वैलिडेट है कि नहीं, मतलब मेंटेन कैसे करते हैं हम, इंश्योर कैसे करते हैं। तो कंप्यूटर सिस्टम हमारा, तो हमको आंसर कैसे देना है, कंप्यूटर सिस्टम आर मेंटेन इन ए वैलिडेटेड स्टेट बाय इम्प्लीमेंटिंग ए सिस्टम लाइफ साइकिल मैनेजमेंट process that includes periodic reviews, audits, and validation activities throughout the system's operational life. How do you address cyber security risk in computer system? Wow. Cyber security risk in computer system validation are addressed by implementing appropriate control such as firewalls, institution detection system, and user authentication mechanism to protect the system from unauthorized access and data breaches. How do you ensure that computer systems are compliant with the data privacy regulations? Computer systems are ensure compliance with data privacy regulations by implementing control for data encryption, access control, data anonymization, and data masking to protect personal and sensitive information. How do you handle software validation for computer systems that use off the shelf software? Software validation for computer system that use off the shelf software is conducted by assessing the vendor's validation documentation, performing vendor audits, and conducting additional validation activities as needed to ensure the software meets regulatory requirements. How do you validate computer system that use cloud-based services? Wow, computer system that use cloud-based services are validated by assessing the service provider's validation documentation, performing vendor audits, and conducting additional validation activities to ensure the service meets regulatory requirement. Okay, Ja- how do you ensure the computer system complies with good documentation practices? Okay, computer system complies with good documentation practices by maintaining accurate, complete, and traceable documentation such as requirement, design, specification, test protocol, and validation report. तो आज हम लोग इतना डिस्कस करेंगे 270 क्वेश्चन से, इसके लिए कि मैं अलग से वीडियो बनाऊंगा। ओके, तो आप स्लोली स्लोली वन बाई वन आप देखते जाना, और समझ में आएगा आपको क्वेश्चन वगैरह। तो अभी हम आपके साथ में ओनली 20 क्वेश्चन डिस्कस किए हैं, 4 पेजेस कंप्लीट हुए हैं, इसके बाद 45 मीन्स दैट अभी 41 पेजेस हैं आपको बताने के लिए। तो आप कंटिन्यू में ये वीडियो को शेयर करना फार्मास्यूटिकल्स कलीग्स के लिए, और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करना। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच।